Hello, squad. Before we start, this episode isn't just for midlifers. It's for middle schoolers, high schoolers, college kids. It's for anyone who needs to hear what belief, discipline, and courage can look like early in life. Last week, you heard part one of my conversation with digital creator and athlete Elle Casselman and how she's already redefining reinvention at just 21 years old. In this episode, we go even deeper. We talk about getting into UCLA after being told she never would, building confidence through faith and consistency, showing up before opportunities feel guaranteed, and what happens when you decide to dream bigger than the plan you originally had. Because reinvention doesn't have an age requirement. Let's get into part two. Enjoy.
All of a sudden I read, congratulations, you have been admitted to UCLA.
Oh,
Here I am at this point, working full-time, not going to school anymore, and I'm doing content full-time. And I all of a sudden, huge pivotal, God is sending in a blessing of I got into UCLA. And this school that I had always heard. I mean, counselors had told me you're never gonna get in.
is that the thing? Counselors tell you guys forever.
that
Oh
it's
my
not
God.
even worth applying, you're
That
just not
needs to
enough
change.
there. All
Like,
of it, right?
yeah, where there's a will, there's a way.
Oh my word,
Yeah.
100%. And
Yeah.
so, man, it was crazy. And then these stars just aligned in every way that to me, I would never be who I am without my faith. And I just felt like God was laying it out perfectly where every prayer I prayed, every single doubt I had, he showed up and showed out. And it got to the point where I was like, I cannot not go. And then, yeah, I ended up moving out here. And seriously, it's been the biggest blessing because being in the Los Angeles area has offered so many more opportunities as well in the entertainment industry and in
Oh,
content creation. And also, there's just the environment that you're around where it is so normalized and it's almost weird if you don't have a tripod out. You know what I mean?
I love it. Rely and you speak about your faith a
Yes.
lot, which I think is such a beautiful thing.
Yes.
When I met you, was faith a big role in your life back in high school, or when did this evolve?
Yes, so I first gave my life to Jesus when I
Yeah.
was 13, and I think that was but obviously also, I was so young. I was so, so young, but I
Right.
found faith on my own, and it very much was, in my lowest moment, I met the Lord, and it gave me this purpose and, this constant knowing that I'm made for more, and it was I didn't understand it yet, but I
Mhm.
knew and I always had faith that it's there's a verse in the Bible, "For you do not know for the plans I have for you," the plans to exalt you and all these things, and it's
Mm.
this constant faith when there's hopelessness and, COVID and
Right.
all these things that come into your life and turmoil where you can go and you're like, "Well, I trust that everything happens for a reason, and I know you know what? I know I'm the only person I can control, but I also know I don't wanna drive my own boat." That's for you, Jesus, you drive my boat, you know what I mean?
I
You do
love that.
that,
I don't
and
wanna drive my own boat. I love that. Wait, when
exactly,
you
'cause
say you found Jesus, did you find a church that you just really related to
yeah,
and connected with?
man, it's
Because the fact you did it on your own at that young age
yeah.
is
So
pretty
I
spectacular.
went to a church and, man, literally encountered the Lord in such a way that I can't even explain, felt the Holy Spirit come over me and, it was this warmth and then, gave my life to the Lord and literally felt like I had a weight that was just shed that day in a way that I can't even explain. And then from there, I became involved in that church. So now that was probably in 7th grade. I'm the only person in my family consistently going to this church. And so I'm Ubering to church, serving on Sundays, and then going to church myself and then Ubering home. And that's my Sunday every Sunday. And so I became pursuant of more young. And
So
then it
beautiful,
evolved,
oh.
and through there, I still had my faith, but I would say also, I was still a high school girl and,
Right.
going through life and learning all these things, and you have these people in your life where, you're like, "Well, what is the right way?" And you start being challenged and tested, and I think it's easy to lose sight of where, the right path is sometimes, but I always had it, and then when I went to school and it did become much stronger. I served through my high school. I was very blessed to have that foundation and have that community as well because I think having mentors in my life made the worlds of a difference when always you need people in your life that you respect and that you look up to. Always.
At all ages, Elle. Believe me,
Yes.
we all need each other.
Yes.
It's too hard and daunting to go on do it alone.
100%. And we're not meant to do it alone. Like, we're meant
No.
and that's where I think, like, you can gain wisdom from anyone, regardless of the age, regardless of, like, the season of life. You can relate in some way or another. It's just taking the time to slow down and be like, "Hey, what's your name? What are you passionate about? Why? Tell me about your
Yes.
tell me about yourself." I think so
Yeah.
many people have a beautiful story to tell. But, yeah, so I pursued my faith from there, and then funny thing was that I'm known if you'll ever meet me in person, I'm very exuberant and very much
Oh,
like people think I could be a lot, but what's so
no, you are perfect the way you are.
you know?
But
Thank
no,
you.
and believe me, I get that too. I can be a lot, well, we might not be everyone's cup of tea, and that's
Exactly.
okay. So no, you dare diminish that.
Whoa, never. But one of my biggest things is right around when I first started my faith, I started running. And that's when I really started running. I started running like 8 miles a day. I would bike to the gym at 5 a.m. And that was like, I didn't know what, but I knew I was made for more. And I knew that I could push myself to that. And I didn't know in what capacity, but by my faith, it was being able to find little ways to go and like push myself. And so it was going to the gym and running and figuring out how to do all these things that life was. Because 'cause you're 13, you don't know, like, I'm like, "Okay, I don't know what life is, but
Mhm.
I'm going to learn and I'm gonna push myself and I wanna be the best version of myself," and that was a pursuit young. And I just had this, like, fire to always when I was running, my goal was to say hello to every single person I passed, and that,
Oh
like,
my God.
transformed through my life to now I wanna always be intentional with compliments and conversation. I think that we truly do meet everyone in our life for a reason, and, like, the person in your grocer, stop and conversate because you never know the impact you could have on somebody's day, let alone their life. You know what I mean?
100%. I keep feel like I'm just repeating yourself. I mean, everything you're saying, I am just like, yes, exactly, exactly. I went to the gym, this was a few weeks
Yes.
ago, and I had showed up and I always have some pair of readers. I love my readers.
Yes.
And I
Feel like
threw them
they
on
add
them.
the sass to it.
I mean, well,
I
yes,
love it.
if you're gonna become blind, you might as well become blind fashionably.
Blind and beautiful, always.
Blind and being and I walk in and the woman working there, and I had just this fun little coat on over my
Yes.
workout gear. She goes, "Look at you with the fabulous coat and and I didn't want her to go to the gym. I didn't want to be there. And it was like immediately, just her saying that, I'm like, oh my God, you're so sweet. I ended up speaking with her. She's a single mom of a
Yeah.
beautiful autistic boy. She's
Yeah.
struggling. And I just said, you're doing a great job. You're doing a great job. And it's so to your point of you don't know how that can
Never
change.
know.
You never, ever know. So are you still at UCLA?
Yes, I still am, and so I'm pursuing content, I'm at UCLA, and I'm doing all the above, and it has
All the
been
above.
a
What are you
dream.
majoring in? Is there a content major?
Sociology.
Oh,
So
so
it there's
oh, Shannon's major.
yes, yes, and so it's not necessarily content creation, but I would say that I've learned so much where I'm
Yeah,
able to
it doesn't
apply it
matter.
because understanding sociology is basically understanding societal trends, and I think at the end of the day, my goal with content creation is to create I wanna have a genuine positive impact on the world, and you have no idea, you said in the beginning that I inspired you, how much that means to me because every
Oh,
day, I always tell myself it's for the one. If I can inspire one person in my entire journey, in my entire life of doing content, of doing all of this, it's all worth it. You know what I mean? And so that's like my number one thing. I'm always like, for the one, for the one. So every time I get a message that's like that, I'm like, oh my word, thank you, Lord. But yes. And so I think it's very fascinating though, because it's understanding societal trends and applying that to social media where it really is all trends, right? And so it's learning the fads, the thoughts, all of it. But understanding why we do everything and for what? Like, what is the genuine purpose of society to pursue this path? Like, what is the deeper underlying feeling there? You know?
well, I need to hire you. I literally say, like I say, my podcast
Yeah,
can just help one person. It can help
exactly.
one person. Someone can
One.
relate. Like I want to share stories and yes,
Exactly.
help one person. I
Yeah.
actually remember, do you have me texting you going, I don't even know how to make a reel. You're like, oh, I'll help you.
Yes.
And
Yes.
well, first of all, let me go back up.
Yep.
Your content is incredibly inspiring.
Thank you. Thank
I obviously know you and love you personally, but even if I
you.
were a complete stranger, it is phenomenal. I'm
Thank you
just
so much.
thinking of what I post versus, I mean, you need to do a course. I will pay
Yes.
money.
I've learned I edit everything by myself. I post everything by
So
myself.
I do too, but it shows that I do.
Yes.
You do it and it's professional. I did that too, and it's clear, obviously. It shows like you're
No,
amazing.
and I think
But when you do a course, I'm not joking.
I would so do a course. I think at the end of the day, I mean, 100%, I would so easily help you. It's the same thing where, like, I kind of laugh when you say the wisdom thing because I just had to kind of figure it out. And I have a very creative eye. And it was like, okay, it was this thing that I loved and this thing I learned. And the thing that helped me the most is stopping being afraid to fail. I just had to stop
Yeah.
being afraid that I was going to make bad videos, then just make more. And then the more that I made, the easier it became, and the more that it just became a muscle that I got used to. Just like anything else in life, it's just like an instrument. Like you're learning a new skill, and it's not always going to be beautiful. And you have to have I so vividly remember a multitude of occasions where I'm sitting there and I'm about to post this and I'm like, "Oh, this feels terrible. I feel like it's so ugly, all this." But you know what? It was the best I could with the hands I held at that point. And I think having that mentality and then just never giving up and knowing the consistency at the end of the day is it's so much greater. And you're trying to pursue, like, you're pushing it for a reason. I think I had to consistently heart check of like, what is my why? Why am I doing this? And what is the genuine mission I want to have? Because here's the thing, the vision is not always going to look perfect until one day you're going to look back and you're like, how did I even get here? Like, what? But it doesn't happen without those seasons of life that don't look perfect. You have to be willing to fail, be willing to look silly, be willing to look stupid, to go and do something great.
And it goes back to your point that you brought up at the
Yes.
beginning of the difference between people that are doing it and succeeding and people that aren't succeeding is they're doing it.
They're just
Doing
it.
it is not doing it.
It's
They just do
literally
it. Yes,
right.
that literally they are doing it. I follow, I don't know,
Yep.
Barna Garg. She's an
Yep.
Indian comedian.
Yes.
She's out of New York, and she's turned her whole family. They have a family podcast. I met her in person. She's such an
That's
inspiration to me.
spectacular.
Yeah, she wrote a book. She goes on tour, and she does weekly posts too of like things she's learned. And she goes, just post the video. She has like was at the beginning at least. I think she has a production team now, but like her videos, she says this. Her videos were just crap. They weren't well produced. They weren't fancy. They just were consistent and they put it
Exactly.
out there.
Exactly.
So I think that's right. So, okay, when are you expected to graduate?
So I'm expected to graduate now, class of 2027. So
If you don't know the
yeah,
answer to this, that's fine. So you say
yep,
content creation, because this is
yeah,
where like teach us old folks. Like, is this
yep.
something you want to do as a business? How does that work? I don't even
Right.
understand what that is.
So I mean, I have a lot of dreams. I would say
I
that
love it. And always keep that.
is what I look at as the best I can with the hands I hold to continue to put myself out there and work towards and forwards in my dreams. I am also a musician. I'm a singer-songwriter. I love making
Beautiful, by the
music.
way.
I love Thank you.
So
I'm a big
beautiful.
with that. So that's one of my big passions and big dreams. But same thing where like content is so helpful because you never know one day like what opportunity your door could open to then be able to pursue that, right? Another thing that I'm very passionate about is fitness and fashion. And so I dream of one day being able to either collaborate and design a activewear line with a company, or one day a big dream would be able to have my own. So that's a large dream of mine. And then also I just auditioned for Baywatch. I'm doing open castings now. I don't know if it went well, but I
Okay, I saw that out, and I'm so glad you brought that up. First of all, I am so proud of you for doing that. That is the freaking coolest thing ever. The fact
thank you
that
so much.
you just went for it was
Oh, do you
wild,
know
and
the
they have you do the
craziest
right.
part is that I had seen the like open casting call weeks before, and I tried to register, and when I tried to register, it was crashed. And then when I go back later on, they're closed. There's no more registration. Okay, so I show up, no registration, no promise or guarantee that I'm gonna even be able to walk in the door. I show up with confidence because you know what? I figure the worst thing that happens is that they turn me away, and I was already turned away.
They say no.
So, okay, that's at least I get to go shake a hand. I show up, I get the manuscript there. I practiced it, I learned, they let me audition, and we ended up getting interviewed by New York Times, which I'm pretty sure that there's an article coming out soon. They somehow loved me and my partner's like monologue so much that they came up and recorded it not once but 3 times to get the perfect angle. And it literally went to the best par that I could have ever even dreamed of. And I've never acted really before. I've never done anything of that sense. And so for me, it was more so too just putting myself out there. And it was that declaration of I showed up with everything going against me and it went absolutely perfect. And so I just think the biggest, like, just go for it. Just jump.
Yes, I am like bursting out of my skin. As you can see, my hands are in there and I'm like, my rings are falling off. You guys, Lost Squad, just show up.
Just show up.
Don't let an application thwart
Yes.
from showing up. Just show up and go for it. You have to keep us posted on that. That has been crap. Are they doing the red bathing suit thing again?
So they're doing the red bathing suit thing again. It was so much fun. Even like, honestly, I think showing up to something like that as well, where it's so intimidating, but you have to have the faith of just, okay, well, I show up and then you start that. But then also with what you're saying, so all in all, I would say that content creation, it is what I'm pursuing as a full-time content creator, but that also envisions so much more. I think it more embodies a public presence, and one day who knows what these like doors will open, but content creation has been the best I could in the past 4 years to be able to pursue something that I knew I had a dream for. And then now it's crazy now that I'm starting to work with the brands that I used to fawn over and everything. It's like now you have to gain the confidence that like, no, I carry value and I offer value to all of these brands that I used to be and it's a crazy thing to navigate because all of a sudden here I am like, literally 4 years down the line, I think will be my 5th year of posting. It shows me, like, I've been posting every week for I don't even know, I just hit 500 reels posted, and so they've been pumping out for years, and it is the craziest thing now to look at the opportunities coming in because if I had given up when I thought that I was not being noticed at all, none of this I would never be in the position I am today, and so it's crazy. I would say the biggest gap between you and the person that you're admiring is just that they're doing it. So stop waiting and just do it.
Elle, you know what's so wild?
What?
And I don't know how to say this. This is without sounding egotistical, and it's a
Okay.
huge compliment to you. I feel like you and I are very parallel in certain
What is
ways. Like here, I mean, literally, it just took me a few extra decades to
Yes.
get there. But can you imagine if you didn't start 5 years ago?
Oh my goodness. I would
Where are you?
yeah. Corporate America right now. Probably.
Believe me, that no, I know. Believe me. And
Yeah.
I think, okay, and this is what I have to tell myself. You are so wise beyond your years. Like you have no idea how much this conversation has helped me, my dreams, and that. Okay, so I did a whole year. There were 2 weeks,
Yeah.
there wasn't an episode, but
Yeah.
consistently an episode a week. Were they all great? No. I
Wow.
listened to like what I did a year ago and it's am I bummed? Yes, but that's the point,
But
right?
you needed those bad ones to get here.
Yes. And I'm a year into it as opposed to feeling a year ignoring it or not doing it, of
Oh,
getting
because
that experience.
how what was that process? Like, how long did it take you to have the dream for it to actually start putting it out there?
I would say probably about a year.
Wow.
And well, because when podcasts first started coming out, and
Yeah.
really what happened was I was listening to other podcasts and again, it's kind of like, I don't mean this in an egotistical way, but like,
But for sure.
if they can do it, why can't I do it?
That I love that.
And I did take a Mel Robbins course where it was a self-motivated by Mel Robbins.
Yep.
It was 6 months. It was called the Launch Program. And you had to pick a project. And the whole thing, the crux of it is just whatever that goal. And literally some people had starting a fitness routine. It could be big or large, changing their jobs. And then you're part of bigger groups and what. And mine was starting a podcast. So
That's
every day I would work on that. So that was an extra, to me, almost 2 years. That was 6 months. And like whether it was researching equipment or what do I want to do,
Yes.
did I have it at the end of 6 months? No, I still didn't have it. And I tried to do it on my own. But that got me rolling. And then randomly, like I do think, you throw things out in the universe
Mhm.
and you get answers because the woman who had, when I had started my nutrition business
Yes.
years before that, she helped me launch a web page.
Yep.
I was researching this stuff and it was so overwhelming to me. Al, like, I
No,
don't know, Mike
is.
just,
Like, how do you even
yeah,
it feels so overcomplicated until you're just in it, and then you're like, "Well, here we are, now
yeah,
I've
let's,
do this."
yeah, like, just tell me what Mike to get. The internet is great, but then, and Elaine, she was amazing, Manifest Digital, advertised helping launch podcasts.
I love
So
that.
I hired her because I was like, you know what? It's worth the time and the money because I'm spinning my wheels. And it was literally like, and she edited the first, but this is how you record. This is how you edit. Just get this literally like, I'm like, just tell me what to get.
Mhm.
So it was probably like, yeah, so all in about a year and a half.
That's so good.
But you were reminding me to dream big. Like I've always said, I want a talk show. Okay, well, this is my talk show. I would too love fashion and fitness. And how do you combine those? And you're inspiring me to be like, why not me?
I love that, and, I love so much that you said dream big, because when I first transferred from Boulder to the JUCO, I would say that was my biggest step of faith of, like, here I am, I'm taking over and understanding and, like, engaging in the power of shaping my narrative, and I'm dreaming big, and I'm not doubting myself, because if there are people who have done it, why not me? And so I got this bracelet and I never took it off. It was the only one that I would not take off when I raced and not take off for everything. But it's, like, so withered away, but every time I would feel
Oh my gosh, dream big.
yes, every time I felt fearful or, like, doubtful of why I was doing it, I remembered, "You have to dream big." No
Because no one's gonna do it for you.
no one is
Oh my
going
God.
to
Elle, I could literally talk to you for hours. Okay, wait. Two more things. You have been so generous
Yes,
with your time. Okay, you're training for the LA Marathon. You mentioned you're being
yep,
sponsored. Uh,
yes.
how did this come about? When is it? Are you super excited?
I'm so excited. So I'm running under a group called Endorphins Running, and I
Yep.
love Endorphins Running. They are so incredible. Seriously, it is the program that helps you train for your races, whatever distance you're doing, if you're
Oh, I
even just
love that.
running. And it basically programs for you. So you put in your goal, you put in your date, it gives you all of the above, and it makes running so stress free. And so if you are a new runner and you're like, I don't know when to run, where to run, how much to run, what like pace to run, it eliminates every single doubt and question from that end. And it is an incredible, incredible community
Gives
as
you a
well.
plan
So
and
yeah, so
support.
it's like exactly. And if anyone ever wants to use the plan or get a plan, use code L when you check out. And
Yes.
then
Okay, we'll add that. We'll make sure those are in the
yes.
show notes too.
But endurance
Yes.
is running, and on top of that, they also offer incredible community. And so for these marathons, LA Marathon, if you guys are around, they're going to be having such a large group of people who are all going to be together. We're gonna have the shakeout run before, we're gonna have the cold plunge, I'm pretty sure we're gonna have a recovery as well. But there's going to be a bunch of events and community. And if you're at the LA Marathon, come to an event and I will be there. But it is so exciting, and I think that, like, now that I'm starting to work with more brands and all the above, it's a huge moment of, like, almost imposter syndrome sometimes, but also just like, "Whoa," because you chip away at something for so long, and then all of a sudden you're living it out, and it feels crazy. It feels crazy. You're like, "What? I'm gonna cry." Like, "This is wild." You know? It's so special.
No, it's amazing, and you deserve it,
Thank
and you
you.
deserve it, and I get that though, imposter syndrome is a
Yes,
big thing,
for
and it
sure.
and it's okay to acknowledge it, but you
Yes.
keep going. It was like
Oh,
the
you keep
second
going.
before I stepped on stage,
Yep,
Elle, here I
yep.
am in a sparkly, bedazzled, less than a yard of material,
I love it.
5-inch heels, which I'm already
Yep,
5'11".
yep.
So I'm a giant. I look around and I'm like seconds from going out and I freak
Yes.
out, Elle. I'm like,
Yeah.
what the hell are you doing, Melissa? What did you get yourself into now that you didn't think through? Because sometimes I'm like,
Yes.
oh, you just walk. You just walk.
Exactly. You
So
just do it.
you
And then
just
build up the
do it.
all of the practice of it. And then when you're in the
Yes.
moment, you just do it.
Yes. Okay. What is the date of the LA Marathon?
Oh, March 8th. Very
March 8th? Oh my God, right before
Southern
your
running.
birthday.
Yeah, right before. I'm running it very soon. And so I've ran officially two marathons, but I ran
God.
2 marathons and then I ran an ultra marathon, just like 30 miles, and then I technically 4. I ran the longest distances, so I've done 2 marathons, 1 30-miler, and then 1 40-miler. That's like my biggest running attraction so far. But
For those that you can't see me, my jaw is on the ground. I'm like, that hurts my boobs just thinking about that. I'm bouncing.
oh my word, real, so real.
Okay, before I let you go, I want to do a quick rapid fire question.
Dang.
Okay,
Yep.
so we're gonna just rattle through this.
Yep.
Most overrated wellness trend.
Keto.
Amen. And one
Oh,
one workout you secretly hate.
the skier.
Oh,
Yeah. I love it because I hate it, but I hate it.
that's like my hack squat, but I gotta learn to
Yeah.
embrace the hack squat.
You learn to have peace in the pain and just
Peace in the pain.
that's
Wait, what is
the
it?
favorite part.
Peace in the pain. Peace in the pain. Okay, I see merch with that. Peace in the
Peace in
pain.
the pain.
Yeah, trademark that. Song on repeat right now.
Love on the Brain, but a remix. Yeah, Rihanna. I don't know. It's a really good one for leg days.
Okay, I'll need it. Oh, I'll need it. Okay. What's something at the ripe old age of 21, almost 22, or you're still figuring it out?
Oh my word. You know what? Every day I am consistently figuring it out, all of it. But I think that the number one thing that gives me confidence is just the pursuit of a little bit better every day. And when you're on the pursuit of a little bit better, all of a sudden this huge overwhelming picture of, oh, who's going to be my husband? Where am I going to live one day? What am I? All this. You focus, all you can control is right here, right now. Make every right here, right now the best right here, right now. You know what I mean? And then you just do that every moment, every day. And all of a sudden you look back and you're like, wow, that was good.
And that's the grand finale. I mean, it doesn't get much better than that. Elle, you are a beautiful human. Not only are obviously you're gorgeous, but you're a beautiful human on the inside and out.
Thank
I
you.
couldn't be prouder of you.
Thank
You are such an inspiration to everyone around you, including us older people. Thank you for giving me your time because it's important for us to be around. I mean, I'm sounding like I'm a dinosaur, but like young.
You are so beautiful and so
But like young, youthful energy.
Yeah.
And there is no reason why. I've learned so much from you.
Yes.
Everyone, you need to follow Elle for her amazing. Look at my page, and then you'll know I do it myself. Then look at Elle's page. It's Elle Casselman.
Yep.
On Instagram, ELLEEVANCASSELMAN, but it'll be in the show notes. One final question.
Yes.
Final question. I ask all my guests, now what?
Now what?
Now
I
what?
love that. Now what? Now what? Continue living life fearlessly, boldly, courageously. Have faith. If there's a closed door, good. If there's an open door, great. Keep working, keep going, keep growing. And I think every season has a reason. Every opportunity is always an opportunity to grow. And I think that if you never give up, you can't lose. So that's what now what?
It doesn't get better than that. Amen. Amen. Elle Casselman, you are such a joy. I love you. I'm so proud of you. I can't wait to see what's going to happen. I was going to say the 10 years, but what's going to even happen in this next year? You keep
looking. Only the Lord knows. I'm going to keep on working faithfully.
And I'm going to be watching. And I'm going to be watching and always cheering. And I'm always here for you. Although I think I need you more than you need me. I need help with content. We're going to talk offline.
I got you.
Oh my God, Elle, you're the best. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Mwah.
And that's it for this week. If this episode made you laugh, nod, or think, oh my God, same, hit follow or subscribe so you don't miss out on all the fun. So see you next time on Now What? And remember, midlife isn't a crisis. It's just a plot twist.